And here we are live in Melbourne with John Suckerhorn. And today's question is, on the Archie Luxury channel, this is the Paul Pluta Prestige channel, today's question is, what watch do you feel best in? That's today's question. Now, Archie's collection's taken a revamp. The lineup is as follows. Patek Calatrava 5107, Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date, Rolex Datejust 16234, Rolex Explorer 2 White Dial, Rolex Submariner, no date, and he hasn't decided which sports chronograph he's keeping. So it's either going to be an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon or a Tudor. My son calls them tuners. Tuner Heritage Monte Carlo. So the question we're posing here is, what watch do you feel best in? And I got to say, fuckers, I've worked on a well-balanced collection. That's what I call the well-balanced collection. And I got to be completely honest and truthful to you. And what I've tried to do is, we've got the ultimate dress watch, which is the white gold Calatrava. Beautiful piece. We've got the Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date in steel. That's a dress watch, but a little bit more formal because it's steel, not a precious metal.
A little bit more formal.
No, sorry, little bit more casual. Sorry, more casual.
Yes.
We've got the Rolex Datejust in steel with white gold bezel. Perfect businessman's watch.
Very nice.
Board
yes,
meeting.
Yes.
If you're going to trial for fraud or embezzlement, perfect watch to wear.
Yeah.
You've also got the Explorer 2 sports watch. That's your travelling watch. When you're travelling overseas, you got 2 time zones. You got the Rolex Submariner when you're going for a wet weekend away with your mistress. And we've got a choice of chronographs. So one of those will be in the collection. So Johnny, what I've tried to do is have a watch for all events there. What watch do I feel most? What watch do you feel best in? I'll tell you what I think, Johnny. I personally feel best in the most comfortable watch, the best watch, the all-rounder, is the Rolex 16234 Datejust.
Because you've been wearing that all day, though.
Yes.
Yes, so yes.
It's a great watch because it's comfortable. Being a Rolex, it's waterproof, and it's steel, so you don't have to worry about like a precious metal. You can scratch it and chip it, and really, I mean, steel still does get damaged,
very durable,
but it's a lot more usable. That's probably the most comfortable watch because you could wear that to work, you could wear it to a restaurant, you could wear it anywhere. Now, you could arguably do the same with all of them, but the leather strap ones, you've got to be careful because the leather straps are fucking expensive.
Perishable, very, very perishable.
Exactly, particularly in Queensland where I'm from.
Yes.
So that they will age very, very easily. So the question is, what watch do you feel best in? So it depends on the moment. Like if you're going diving, there's nothing better than a sub on your wrist.
Yes. Well, you
horses for courses.
This watch is totally excluded.
If you're going to a brothel, I think the chronograph, where you can make sure you get your hour or half hour session, because there's nothing worse than they start the fucking clock when they go into the shower. I mean, how the fuck can you start the clock if she's having a shower?
So when you go in the shower, isn't it?
Well, they go in the shower and then they it just sucks, and for me, I'm a traditionalist there. I like the GFE experience.
Yes,
I don't like
to kiss and cuddle.
I don't like them to think that it's anything untoward or unsavoury. And mind you, being a happily married man, I haven't been involved in sporting for a while.
No. It's one of those things that get excluded when you're married, isn't it?
Well, Johnny, I mean, sometimes you've got to do a bit of outsourcing. It never hurts to do a bit of outsourcing.
For a bit of variety.
But you know what I'm saying, Johnny. But I'll tell you the truth there. Tell me what watch do you think What do you feel is the most comfortable watch? I mean, just try this. I'd like you to try the date just on, right? Your wrist is a bit smaller, but that's not the point. It's just to gauge. Actually, that's not terrible. What do you think of that? Could you pull that off? Would you pull that off? What do you think? Is that a watch?
It's not a heavy watch to wear, really, is it?
No. Steel's pretty good like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's.
But
it's very sharp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very. This has got the most beautiful hands on it, Paul.
yes.
The most
Yes.
not beautiful, the most beautiful numerals.
See, Johnny,
Yeah, it's.
I know we were talking before. Johnny was saying to me, "Hey, what does a decent Vacheron cost?" And I got to say to Johnny, Vacherons are great, but they're very delicate. They're like a dress watch, right?
Yes.
But if you got yourself a Datejust, you could wear that every fucking day of the week, and it's waterproof. Do you understand?
Well, that's a very good way to to look at the question, isn't it? You got to watch, and what do you feel most comfortable in? But as you say, some watches, you might feel comfortable in, but you can't use them. You can't use them.
I'm just trying to show you something. Sorry, fuckers.
What's that?
That's the movement winding. It's like a fishing reel.
Yeah.
Only two brands only three brands of Vacheron, Patek, and Audemars Piguet. They make that noise when you wind them.
I can hear. That's about 2 seconds. 2-3 seconds. And that keeps the mechanism continuous.
That's the winding there. I just want to keep it wound because I've got to deliver that to...
This is a very easy watch to wear, isn't it?
What do you think? Do you reckon you could pull it off, or it's not formal enough? See, that if I were you, Johnny, I got to tell you the truth. That's what I would be getting if I were you. Maybe in a two-tone for the gold bit in the middle.
I personally don't like two-tone watches.
Okay.
I'd either
all steel,
all steel,
all white,
or
yellow,
gold. But in a
Okay.
Rolex, I think I know they're a beautiful watch, the gold Rolex, but they just seem that little bit leery for mine.
ostentatious.
Yeah, a little bit, like the size, not just, personally, I like very, very thin, fine-looking watches. I know it's old-fashioned in style, but that's just my taste, That's why I'm looking to the Vacheron, to be, compliant, to that criteria.
Yeah. Yep. So what do you think then? You don't feel that way? You could pull it off?
I'm close to 60.
I mean, Johnny,
this suits you very well.
Johnny, the other thing is too is that having a lot of Thai friends, they know Rolex a mile away. It's an instant fuck on your wrist.
Oh yeah, but I'd rather not show them what I've got. I'd rather the subtlety of the Calatrava, personally, if it comes to that. I'd rather not let them know what's on my wrist. I don't need to let them know, but
Yes.
I'd rather them not know, because they did know. They most probably want to knock it off.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, no, I understand. So, Johnny, that's what do you think there? So let's just do a quick look. What do you think of that one?
Oh, it's beautiful. You take it, Paul.
Take that off there. So that's quite a comfortable watch. We'll try the sub. Let's try the sub. See what you think.
Is this a heavier watch?
It's a lot heavier, but it's not as heavy if it was in gold. I've had a gold version which was a fuckload heavier. You can feel that's heavier, can't you?
Oh, much. Yeah.
It's a beautiful.
Much.
What do you think?
Well, they say the no date
Yes.
is more of a collectible item
Yes.
than the one with the date on. Well, to my eye, I think that's. I don't like to see a date on and the magnifying. I don't like to see a date on because it's not balanced.
Yes.
It's not like the watch is heavy on one side to my eye.
Yes.
That's just my uneducated opinion.
So what
but
do you think
I
of
think
the
that's
sports
more
watch?
elegant. That's very nice. That I suppose at my age I could get away with wearing that.
Yes.
I suppose I could. Because it's all. I like the black.
Yes.
I think that that's very nice.
Well,
It looks good in a black suit, I reckon.
Yes. Well, the problem is, Johnny, I don't think you're allowed to really wear a sports watch with a suit. It's sort of bad manners.
Is that bad? Is that ignorant? Is it?
It's
I
bad
apologise.
manners, Johnny. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's bad manners to wear a sports
This is
watch.
a young man's watch, really, isn't it? The sports watch is a young man's watch, isn't it?
You know,
You're a young man.
Well, I'm into sports, you know.
What,
A bit of mongering, bit of mongering here and there, fuckers.
Water sports?
Water sports?
Not that. I mean, swimming and skiing and that sort of.
Jimmy, I'm not into anything.
Not water sports, right?
But
okay.
look. I tell you the truth. Look, you can wear it what you want. The society has changed, but the rules were of engagement. You can't wear a sports watch with a suit.
Okay.
But James Bond did, and that fucked the whole
Well, he
thing
carried
up.
it all right, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was a secret agent. Are you a secret agent?
No.
Do you think you're a secret agent?
No.
Well, that's who buys that sort of shit. It's people
You're
who think
joking.
that's what they do.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. I'm serious. People. That's why people buy it. They think by strapping that on their wrist, they become sophisticated and suave.
Oh, please don't.
That's why they buy it. It's a product placement. You know this.
It's a fucking watch.
But it does. It. That's what they say. See.
It's like growing two heads. If you know, isn't it like if you cut off your head and you dip it into a bucket of fertiliser and you grow two overnight. Isn't it? It's like that's like. That's pretty pretentious, isn't it? Yeah, like really, are there people like that? They believe that, do they?
Well, I think they do. I mean, look, let's place it. Okay, be honest with you. I used to smoke Peter Stuyvesant cigarettes because you wanted to be an international player. If you're a Winfield, you're a country boy. You understand?
Yeah, well,
You've got to. It's a product placement, you know.
Pretty basic sort of analogy, you know.
Yes.
In comparison to this, but yeah, righto.
But what do you think of that? Is that a comfortable watch?
I'd be afraid of it because of its size and it's very chunky. I'm getting a bit old and sloppy. You know, I'd be afraid to be banging it on the table, or, you know, because
it's pretty rugged.
I know that, but I'd still be afraid to do it, you know, because you know it's rugged, you know, and it's very strong, shockproof watch, you know, and it's not going to damage.
Well, let's try the Speedy then, Johnny. Final one we'll try on there.
I'll
do that.
This Omega,
yes.
To my eye, excuse my ignorance, but
it is a very cool watch.
Out of the last three, this will be the third one I've tried on. I think this is very, very nice. This Omega. I know it's not in the same class as a Rolex.
Johnny, this watch here, I tell you the truth, nice, it is a fucking beautiful watch.
Isn't it? That's very nice.
And Johnny, the honest thing with this watch is, look at that. Do you think, I tell you what I think, Johnny.
But that's bad manners.
What's that?
For me to be wearing
no, it's okay. It's okay. Speedmaster's accepted, but it went to the moon.
Oh, well, fair, okay.
You know?
That's a much bigger watch, isn't it?
Yes, it is a little bit bigger. It's 40, but it's that watch
it
came out.
It fits all right.
It looks fucking wonderful.
I've got a very small, thin wrist, you know, but that look fits all right, I reckon. That's
Johnny, you could pull that off. I could do a deal on that for you, Johnny. You know that?
That's very nice.
I could do a deal on that for you, Johnny.
I want a Vacheron. You know,
it's not waterproof, but.
Well, don't go.
That's not waterproof either, but it's fairly rugged. It's fairly rugged. That's a great watch. You know what I'm saying?
You go for rugged things. I'll go do the Guardian and that thing, you know, the gold one. But you know, I'll keep the Vacheron. You know, for something special. You know, because it would be a special item. You know, you know.
I'd still keep that. I wouldn't discard that, Johnny. I'd still look after that one there, even though
because it's like. But Johnny, because it's run on a battery, say if the world blows up and you can't buy batteries, well, your watch is worth a piece of shit. Yes. At least with these things, they're going to go. At least you know what time of day the sun's going to come up.
That's it. Well, the sun will just come up anyhow. You don't need a watch to know when the sun's up.
I'd like to have money on it and betting against it. See what odds you'd get it for.
So, Johnny, which ones of those ones did you like best?
Out of the last three,
the three we're talking Submariner. We're talking Rolex Datejust, Rolex Sub, no date, and we're talking the Speedmaster. Which one did you like best?
Well, I'm sorry to be very ignorant in these matters, but I think this is
No, that's
you
a
know,
cool watch,
I
Johnny.
think this is very, very nice. You know, like as a sports watch, this has got everything on it, doesn't it? It's got almost everything.
It's cool.
It's very, very nice, you know.
It's cool.
And it's just black and white. It's a complex looking face, but but it looks it looks simple. You know, the simplicity. You know, it's very elegant in its simplicity. Where these watches seem to be, you know, more chunky.
Yes.
More chunky in you know, appearance. Where this is a lot finer in appearance.
Oh, it's fucking fantastic.
It's very nice.
Okay,
watch.
we'll wrap up then. So for John, for me, for Archie Luxury, Paul Pluta Prestige, I would say the Datejust would be the most comfortable. What watch do you feel best in? I would say the Datejust. And for Mr. Suckerhorn, he's gone for the Speedmaster.
Yes.
And that's great. See you later, fuckers. Stay in touch.